All right, here we go. Welcome to Margate for the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. My name is Senior Lieutenant Fran Messino from the Brington City Beach Patrol, and I am honored to be joined once again by
Megan Holland. I'm a Senior Lieutenant on Ventnor Beach Patrol. Happy to be back.
I know, great job Wednesday night. I know things didn't go your way, but still, you had a great row.
Thanks. Yeah, that's ocean racing.
That's ocean racing.
Waves help and waves hurt. I feel like I've said it 100 times the last couple of weeks.
The wave giveth and the wave taketh away.
And then sometimes the waves just aren't there.
Right. And we do have smaller swell than last week. Margate's, we had some great wave action.
Yes.
Some things that will go down, in the lifeguard lure of racing. Today we do have a shore break. There is a small swell. Actually, watching some of the crews warm up, some of the doubles crews, they were getting hit by the waves, and they looked a little stunned by that. But obviously, now they know what to expect, and they will make adjustments.
Absolutely, that's the warm-up's important.
Right.
For specifically that reason. Check out the conditions. You want to go out to your flag, get a point. Everything to kind of help you make the race as smooth as possible.
Get those landmarks, and Margate has a bunch of landmarks with these buildings, and of course, the world-famous Lucy the Elephant.
Yeah, right to our south. I'm sure we'll get some shots of her later. Yeah.
We're honored, too, to be hosted by the Margate City Beach Patrol, the 2022 champions, and Greg Smallwood, the chief of Margate, was alerting us to the fact that this is the last of the big three, the other two being the Dutch Hoffmans and Wildwood and the Margate Memorials, which were last week.
Yeah. And
there's our live shot. We can see the boats lined up along the shore.
Yeah, such a pretty shot.
Really is. Again, it's a beautiful Friday night here in Atlantic County, Margate to be more specific. And from the south, you will see in lane 15 is Brigantine, and in lane 14 is Atlantic City. They have won the last two out-of-town doubles races. Brigantine and Margate, and Wildwood was won by, the Dutch Hoffmans won by Atlantic City, the Blair brothers.
Yeah, and you can see the crowd. This is always an event that brings out a lot of local support. This is a big night out for a lot of our islands.
It's pretty much alumni and reunion weekend, too, with a lot of the Beach Patrols planning their events, their alumni events around this weekend. Want to give a special acknowledgement to the Ocean City Beach Patrol celebrating their 125th year of life-saving service to the people, residents and visitors to Ocean City, New Jersey. So
very nice.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
125 years.
I was actually in Ocean City earlier. I was off today.
All right.
Yeah, I was out on a friend's boat.
Oh, nice.
Fins up, too. Yeah, it was beautiful out today.
And there we can see the surf, and we actually do we do have a line of waves coming in, and that will factor because even though, again, these boats are not built for speed, they do get cranking on these oars, these gentlemen, and these boats do move, and the waves always help on the way in.
Yes, every little bit. And we're about 2 minutes, like we were saying earlier. Margate is usually quite efficient on their start times.
Right.
So you can see everybody's getting their last-minute preparations, and we'll probably start seeing the boats out into the water shortly. I can go over lanes right now. So if you're looking at the shot that we have right now, the lane 1 is all the way at the top of your screen on the north side of the beach. Lane 1 will be Ocean City. Lane 2, Avalon. Lane 3, Longport. Lane 4, Margate. 5 is Sea Isle. 6, Wildwood Crest. 7, Wildwood. 8, Ventnor. 9, Stone Harbor. 10, Cape May Point. 11, Cape May. 12, Upper Township. 13, North Wildwood. 14, Atlantic City. And 15, Brigantine.
And I know there's a difference of opinion here. I know when I rode, I wanted to be next to the person that I thought was my main competition. And it looks like we have a couple lanes like that. We have Avalon, Longport, and Margate, and Sea Isle right next to one another. And then in the south, we have Atlantic City and Brigantine close to one another. And no one can really be counted out. I mean, Ventnor will have a strong showing. Stone Harbor is always dependable for a good showing.
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep our drone guys in business, going back and forth on the opposite ends of the course.
I wonder what's going through their minds right now.
Yeah, a lot of deep breaths.
Trained all year for this moment. I was telling Meg earlier, I said I woke up this morning and just an excitement about this day, an overall excitement. The last time I think I was this excited outside of the birth of my boys was like my wedding day, and it's like that because we see people come from all around. I know a friend of mine whose nephews are rowing tonight. She flew in from Florida for the race tonight. So I'll give a shout out to Elaine. I won't say your last name, but I think we know who your nephews are, and wishing everyone good luck tonight.
There we can see the guys are getting the stand out into the water. That's typically the judges' stand. So like we've said before, these rowing events, the finish line is actually in the water. The competitors do not have to run up onto the beach at all during the rowing events, although they will in the swim. And they will next week at our Goudies.
In the Goudies, which is one of the real rescue races. If you've never seen it, if you want to get a chance to watch the lifeguards in action, go to Suffolk Avenue Beach next week around 6:15, 6:30, and watch these guys and girls as they grab. How much do the victims weigh?
They redid them. They used to be heavy. They used to be 50, 60 pounds.
Oh,
now they're probably closer to 30.
Okay.
But it's a close simulation to all of that. And there's our Ventnor boys, Teddy Bergman and Ben Werber.
And in the bottom of our screen, we see Chuck Gowdy, legendary rower, who's now one of our race officials.
He's won quite a few.
Yes. He might be number one. He's up there. He might have 12. I think David Funk from Ventnor has 10.
Yeah, he has quite a few. And he's won doubles and singles, and for Atlantic City and for Margate.
Right. Because he got a job as a AC firefighter, and he had to move beach patrols. We see them moving out, guys. Again, you'll see the lane judges with those placards in their hands. They'll raise them when the crews are ready.
Yes, and with this calm of a night, you'll see that it's just the two competitors are holding either side of the boat. There's no bow holders tonight. It's a true South Jersey start with the bowman on one side and the stern man on the other. And you'll see when the race begins, the bow man will jump in first. The stern man will move to the back or the stern of the boat, give a bit of a push, and then hop in as well. And then away we go.
And away we go. 14 to 16 minutes of pure joy for the rowers.
Yes. And today's going to be another long, flat one.
But it really is, it's something that gets in your blood and it doesn't leave, loving the joy of rowing these boats.
Oh, absolutely. I keep saying, I think I should be done. I should be done this year. And yet, find myself back hopping in the boat.
And we have a start.
Here we go.
Longport with Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy.
Strong start right there.
And this is our camera that's mounted on the beach. There we have the southern lanes, Brigantine and Atlantic City. Brigantine in their traditional orange boat. Atlantic City in their light blue boat. And there go the Blair brothers, defending South Jersey champions.
Yes.
And the lead pack is through. They're through the surf just like that. Last week, if you remember, it took a while because the waves we had 5-foot waves last week. I think today they said they're 2 to 3.
Okay. Yeah, and that was a nice clean start for most of our crews, it looks like. Right. You can see Brigantine and Atlantic City at the bottom of your screen. And then we can assume up top is probably Longport. Margate is in that dark green boat.
Right.
Longport's right next to them in lane 3.
And the Brigantine boat, the orange boat, that's Jack and Joe Savell. And the Atlantic City boat, the Blair brothers. And one of the Blairs was actually coached by Paul Savell at Drexel.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a connection there.
Yeah.
I was talking to Rich Blair, the Blair brothers, their dad, before the race. I saw a lot of people. I saw Doc Tracy from AC. Saw some friends last night, legendary AC lifeguards, Mike Sykes, who's still on, George Nami. It was just nice seeing everyone talking about today, too.
It is. And anyone who's ever been a lifeguard knows how big of a deal this race is.
There's a nice shot right there.
Yeah, you see Kate May at the bottom of your screen. Kate May tonight is Andrew Tresifa and Mike Fitzpatrick. And then it looks like up at the top, we'd said Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy leading that pack over there.
We're coming up on the singles flag already as we approach 2 minutes into our race.
There's a nice shot of your Savell boys.
Right.
Who won in tremendous fashion last week on a beautiful wave.
Yeah, something that won't be forgotten for a while.
No, not at all. And it's nice to have this footage to be able to go back and see it.
Even in, during the winter at our other job, Meg, in-service days, it's great to watch. I mean,
I agree. Fran and I are both teachers locally, so we certainly know that. And that it is nice because the drones you can't always see the exact line, but those flags you can typically see, who's truly leading.
And unofficially through the singles flag, we have Brigantine in first, followed closely by Atlantic City and Longport, Sea Isle and Margate in fourth and fifth.
Very nice. And it is, like we've said, it's a long race, so a lot can happen.
And there will be waves on the way in.
Yes.
And again, every piece of momentum that you can secure will help your cause.
Yeah, absolutely. There we see Upper Townships right there. That's James Garrett and Jimmy Nelson next to Atlantic City. And here, I mean, it's everybody's trying to keep their course, and you don't want to get too close to another boat.
Right.
I know last week it was two of the girls' boats when I was out there. I saw them lock up oars, and that's the worst because you just come to a complete stop.
And that was at the turn flag, and the lead boat has the right of way in South Jersey rowing rules. But again, this is a sport where you don't know where you're going. You're always looking
backwards.
behind
you.
That's why these young men have actually pinpointed what their landmarks are going to be on land. And once they turn, it's up to them. The only things they will have behind them will be the turn flags.
Yes, and that's tough to navigate off of.
Yeah. Yes.
And there we see those boys, the Savelle boys. And you can see what the big thing with rowing, as really any crew or any type of thing, is you really want to hit together. So if you watch their oars, you'll see that the good rowers, you can tell, put a lot of miles in the boat. Their oars will hit at the exact same time.
Yeah, that being in sync.
Mm-hmm. And they have a nice layback.
And it might seem to help that you're actually a blood relative. You share some of the same DNA, but a lot of the people rowing tonight are not. Most of them are not related.
Right.
Now in the swim, we have brothers swimming against one another.
We do, and we'll have brothers competing against each other in singles as well.
Yes.
Chris and Matt Spires, and then the swim will have Zach and Carson Vassar.
Beautiful shot as we approach 5 minutes. They're still a couple minutes away from the turn flag. That was a great shot.
Yeah, see that whole Atlantic City skyline. Yeah, it is nice. So Longport, Margate, Ventnor, and Atlantic City all share the same physical island, which is unique around here.
Right, Absecon Island.
Mm-hmm. Brigantine has its own island, Ocean City.
Right.
There's a couple more down south that share, but it's four very unique communities on one island over here.
And there go the crews in the northern lanes. We see Longport with a lead over Margate.
And it looks like Avalon up there, too. Avalon tonight is Gary James Nagel and Dave Julian.
And there's a nice shot of the southern lanes with Margate, the Margate shoreline, and their water tower, of course.
Yep, and you just see the top of Lucy right there.
Which some of the crews are using as landmarks.
Yes. Yeah, it's important actually when you're rowing, you want to pick two landmarks, line up two things. And that's really the best way to keep course when you're rowing these types of boats in open water in the ocean. You can see Wildwood Crest down at the bottom of your screen. That's Pat Bakey and Jake Klecko.
And there we have all of our boats.
Yes.
Incredible drone footage tonight, as always. And that sounds like a banner plane going by.
It does. We are at the beach.
We are at the beach, the sights and sounds. And guys, this might, if you've ever been in a race on the Schuylkill River, this might not be exactly accurate because the northern lanes, they might be actually even with these two boats down south.
Yes, it's not, you can't always get a true
straight line.
Yes.
And the flags have been set, reset, monitored, and we've had independent judges go out there to check the alignment.
Yeah, which is smart. because you want it to be as fair and equal as possible.
Oh yeah, these guys have been training. Again, it's year-round. They have sports they do at school, and if you're done high school and college, you know, it's up to you to stay in shape. Here we come up. We are coming up on the turn. 7.5 minutes into our race.
That's a good distance. So you'll see as they approach the turn, it's going to be a southern turn, so they will be turning towards the bottom of your screen right now. And you really want to hit that flag dead on, and you want to make that turn as quickly as possible in the least amount of strokes as possible.
And you don't want to take a break. It is so tempting.
Yes.
To just try to catch your breath, but that'll set you back.
Absolutely. You see Atlantic City and Brigantine coming up on their turn. You'll see them start to angle a bit, and then they're going to hold with their left oar and pull as hard as they can with that right. It's a tight turn. That's great by Brigantine. AC getting around their flag.
And they're making their turn for home.
Yep. It looks like a couple of the boats at the top. Longport and Avalon.
Avalon.
Yeah, and that's a nice. It is. It's a nice shot, and you'll see. You might see a couple boats towards the top corner of your screen. Those are usually typically stake boats. A couple wave runners, because, as it said, everybody must make the turn of that flag, and if you miss it, you're going around again.
Right. And we have a lead change. We have Avalon in first place, followed by Brigantine, Longport, Margate, and Atlantic City.
Now we have Avalon, Longport, and Margate right there. And it is nice. I agree with you. I think it's nice to be next to someone who is like a major competitor, because it really does. You push each other.
Sure.
You know, rowing these boats, you want to keep it as streamlined as possible. You might glance out, use your peripheral to see where everybody's at every now and then. But if someone's right there next to you, you know exactly where they are without moving your head too much.
And that's the difficult part, you know, keeping your head in the boat. Yeah, Avalon looks like they're opening up a nice lead.
Yeah, with Longport, Brigantine. Brigantine again down at the bottom of your screen in that orange boat. And Atlantic City right next to them in their light blue.
And you'll start to see the wave action come in. These are swells that haven't broken yet. You'll start to see that come into effect. And I think last week maybe the northern lanes might have had a bit of an advantage. And that's where Brigantine actually came from behind to win.
Yes.
But you have to be in the hunt. Seldom do people come from really far back.
Yes.
And
agreed.
We have a tight race here, guys. You see the lead boats. It looks like there's still 5 boats in contention and 4 more right behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting too. I mean, speaking of the waves, a wave could break where Brigantine and Atlantic City are, and absolutely nothing on the other end, or vice versa. And even, I mean, I've seen times where boats are right next to each other and one catches it and the wave just doesn't quite crest enough to the boat right next to it.
Well, and it's probably happened to all of us, whether it's in an inner city race where you're rowing to see who goes out of town. I remember years ago rowing against our current chief, and there was a sandbar break, and I got it and he didn't. And we got back to shore, and I said, "Hey, good race." He said, "Hey, great wave." I said, "Thanks." And he was congratulating me and for rowing. For one of the few times I steered that wave straight.
Yeah, and that's certainly an art within itself, being able to wave ride. I know in Ventnor, we have our guys are out. It's one of their favorite things to do. Take the boat out and go wave riding. They pray for waves.
That is true. And here we go as we get closer to shore. We see Avalon there in first place, leading right now. Longport making a move on a wave.
Yes.
And again, with Margate right next to them. And as soon as that wave passes Longport, Avalon picks it up.
Yeah, and you can start to see those little bit of a swell. It's not a ton, but it's enough to give you a little bit more of momentum to hopefully make some sort of a move.
Things are looking pretty good for Avalon right now, considering they have a swimmer in contention tonight, Dawn.
Yes, it's true.
And guys, it's never over until these boats hit the sand.
Absolutely. There you can see that's one of the singles flags, so they're coming up They're approaching.
And again, we have another lead change. Looks like Brigantine has moved back into the lead with Avalon second, Longport third, and Margate fourth. As we pass the swim flag, we can see how close everyone is. And like we've said the last few weeks, this most possibly could come down to a wave.
Absolutely, and even a small one. And I don't envy the job of the judges tonight.
No. I think it's gotten easier with video.
It's true.
Because last year, if you remember the singles final,
it was tight.
Incredibly close.
There we see, Brigantine has just passed that swim flag, the double yellow and green, white and green flag.
I can tell you my pulse rate is as if I am running a race right now.
Well, you have some skin in the game in this one.
I have skin in the game, and I have friends in here also. You know, their children.
Absolutely.
And, some people whose weddings I've DJ'd. So
yes.
This is I'm happy for all these young men who obviously are bringing their A game as we look north with Avalon, Longport, and Margate.
Yes, it should be should definitely be a good tight finish. There's another good shot as they're approaching. Now they're approaching the singles flags. And like we've said before, once you hit those singles flags, it's everything you have left.
Everything you have.
You swing back, pick up that stroke rate, and you're just praying for the beach to arrive.
And this is it.
Every little wave.
This is the last of the big three with all 15 South Jersey beach patrols. Next week we'll be in Ventnor for the Goudies, and we'll have sometimes, 20, 21 beach patrols?
Yes.
Because beach patrols from all over the state of New Jersey come. But this is the last specific South Jersey Chief Association race.
Absolutely. You see Bobby Bechtel and Hayden Smallwood hanging in there from Margate.
And we see the waves starting to push these boys toward the finish.
Looks like, Longport catching a little something, and might be a little bit of something building behind Brigantine over down on the south end. There's Ben Werber, Teddy Bergman from Ventnor staying in the hunt.
And this is our camera from the shore. That's how close they are, guys.
Kate May's right there, Andrew Trefisa and Mike Fitzpatrick. And here Brigantine's got a little something.
Trying to milk that for everything. Atlantic City, those Blairs know how to find waves.
They do. They certainly do. And here it should be. So for the next couple of minutes, a lot can happen. Right now, it looks like Avalon is holding the lead with Brigantine, Longport, Margate, Atlantic City tight behind. But a wave could pop up for any of these boats as
and
they
there we go. That's how close they are. Longport with something behind them.
Looks like Margate just missed something.
And that's how close they are, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to come down, and we can see the lay of the land right here and the ocean where it looks like waves are breaking somewhere, but they're not other places.
Yes.
This is close.
And you'll see there's pole holders in the water. That is the unofficial finish line. You'll start to hear the roar of the crowd as everyone is. It's a little something behind Brigantine.
This is a game changer. If they get this.
Oh, come on, boys.
If they get this, stay on it. Lean back, Jack. Lean back. Lean back.
Wow.
Are we going to call it?
Unofficially, it looks like they think they've won. Once again with a wave. Oh, good for them. Congratulations, friends. South Jersey champions. Jack and Joe Savell, they're a great family.
Great family.
And a small crew.
Yes.
I like to see some of the boys, they're not the tallest, biggest, buffest guys in the game, and they just.
And Avalon, if Avalon stayed in there for second, this is major for the total team point total.
Very true.
And Longport again in third place, Margate in fourth, and Atlantic City in fifth. Again, unofficial, guys. Everything is unofficial.
Yes, but that looks like, oh, good for them. That looks like a Brigantine win for these young boys.
And that'll be the first doubles victory for a Brigantine doubles crew since 1987.
Wow.
Ed Stinson and T. Fetter with the victory back then. We've had a lot of seconds, a lot of thirds, like a lot of beach patrols can say. But something came along in the 90s called the Funk Brothers. And, from Ventnor.
And
Chuck
and then
Gowdy,
Ashton and Margate. And
Mike Dougherty from Atlantic City.
Yes.
So that was great. And congratulations. I saw Jerry and Lanny Savell on the beach. Your grandsons are South Jersey champions.
Oh, very exciting.
Congratulations to Paul.
And I know
Janet
Paul.
too.
Absolutely. Really great day.
And by the way, Savell Brothers, Brendan's coming for you. Let's go to Natalie for an interview.
So we're going to wrap up right now, take to a commercial. So we will be right back after a quick commercial break by our sponsors, Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, and our boys and girls in the United States Air Force Special Warfare.
What's justice to a team with well over a century of combined legal experience, with over 15,000 personal injury cases won and a 99% success rate? It's a decision to speak up for the vulnerable and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for less than you deserve and always demand the utmost respect. Because justice isn't a destination, it's something you work for, you fight for, with every case and every client. At Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we weren't always the big kid on the block. We know what it's like to be overworked and underappreciated in a community of proud, hardworking people who pour their heart and soul into everything they do. We know that either you run the day or the day runs you. So to all our friends, family, neighbors, and clients who have suffered injury at the hands of another, it's time to seek out the justice you deserve. It's time to seek out Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
And that was a close one. We are still trying to figure out the order of finish for the top 5 doubles crews. Incredible row. Not much help from the ocean whatsoever, but pretty much the same crews that we've seen all summer.
Yes.
Multiple victories between them.
Yes, absolutely. So it looks like unofficially it appeared based on the way that those Savell boys are being picked up in the boat that they looks like they are going to be the South Jersey champions unofficially right now. And then the other ones in the hunt were Gary James Nagel, Dave Julian from Avalon, Sean and Rick Blair in Atlantic City, Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy from Longport, and Margate, Hayden Smallwood and Bobby Bechtel.
Yeah, incredible row.
Yes.
When you think about it. And it looked like Margate was dropping back, and then they put on a push toward the end and got right in there.
Yes, absolutely. And that was a long row. And you're right. There was a little bit of swell work, but nothing major to really help out outside of that little bit that Brigantine seemed to get at the end.
And there's nothing like looking out of the stern and saying, where's our wave?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was praying last Wednesday, praying. Give me something.
You rode a great race.
Oh, Stacy Price is she's an amazing athlete. So it was fun. And congratulations to the girls who did win. I know them both, and they are the Upper Township and Longport girls are wonderful girls. Kaylee Grimley on the Upper Township boat, I've known her since she was born. Her mom, Kelly Finnerty, was one of the first champions for the women's races in Ventnor, so it's nice to see that.
And we have a start to our swim.
Sorry.
And guess what? And I'd like to thank Megan Holland for going out and getting the colors of the swim caps of these competitors so we can give you a more accurate description.
Yes, my friend Brennan was instrumental in that as well. So as you'll see, we have the swim is off, and we only have 14 in this one. Cape May Point does not have a swimmer tonight. And you will see the boys battling that little bit of shore break as they go out. And this should be a good one because, as we've said before, every point counts in this. All three events have an equal scoring opportunity, where the first place gets 5 points, second place 4, third 3, fourth 2, and fifth 1, and every point does count in this tonight. And you'll see the boys heading out towards that double swim flag that we saw in the doubles row. Looks like they're swimming towards the bottom of your screen with our drone footage. And this should be a tight race tonight.
It should be. And Margate's Zach Vassar won last week's Margate Memorials, and Charles Schreiner placed second. And Ocean City's Dylan DeWitt was third. Vassar just graduated from Mainland Regional in June, and DeWitt and Schreiner are both going to be seniors at EHC. And I had a chance to talk to Charles at the Paddleboard Championships in Brigantine the other day. Actually grew up in Brigantine until 7th grade. They moved to Egg Harbor Township. And he said the reason why he is an Atlantic City lifeguard, he tried out for AC, is because his grandfather was a captain over there. And I remember Captain Schreiner.
Very nice.
By the way, we have 3 Shriners on the Brigantine Beach Patrol, and I worked with Charles's Uncle Eric, 27th Street Beach.
Oh, great.
Back in the 80s. And there's a nice shot of our swimmers. And again, no lines on the bottom of the ocean.
No.
These guys are looking at a double flag, which will have the colors that
green and white. Yes.
Green and white.
Yes, and you can see here, and I do have some cap colors tonight, thank goodness. So speaking of our top competitors, I mean, even looking at who scored in the doubles already. So Charles Schreiner is swimming for Atlantic City. He's wearing a red Seahawks cap. And it's interesting, too, because you see it a lot more with swimming than you do with rowing, but a lot of these boys know each other. They swim on the same swim teams in high school. They swim on the same club teams. And they really know each other well.
And Schreiner actually said, and Charles said in the paper, in Guy Gargan's article, he said, it's so much fun. I get to train with Zach and Dylan every day, pretty much. So as competitive as it is and as competitive as we are, it's all friendly at the end of the day.
Oh, that's great.
And that pretty much explains everything.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, we are working the best job in the world, the best summer job in the world anyway.
Without a doubt. And you can see there are 2 boys battling out up at the front. So we'll have, Atlantic City is Charles Schreiner, Avalon, Dolan Grishbaum in a navy blue cap. Joe Haney from Brigantine is wearing a white cap with red lettering. Cape May is Ty Manuel. Cape May Point does not have an entry. Longport has Mason Boucher. He's wearing a pink and blue cap. Margate, Zach Vassar has his pink EHT cap on. North Wildwood, Teddy Woolery. Ocean City is in yellow, Dylan DeWitt. That might be him. Right in that hunt in the pack. Sea Isle is Jack Christian. Stone Harbor has DJ Comerford. Upper Township, Taggart Coltis. Ventnor, Carson Vassar. Wildwood, Brendan Lewis. Wildwood Crest, Justin Maley.
We're going to go down to Natalie for an interview with the Savell brothers.
Oh, very exciting.
All right, we are here at South Jersey's in Margate, New Jersey, with the Savell brothers. We got Joe and Jack, who just won the doubles for Brigantine. How was the race?
It was a really exciting race. We were back and forth with Avalon, which was surprised to see them up there with us. We haven't really been back and forth with them that much, so really good race by them. And it was just a race to the wire today. Not much help with the waves, and we just ended up with just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful day for the race. Perfect conditions, pretty flat, nice, warm out. So we were excited about that.
Awesome. And what would you say was the most challenging part of this race?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say definitely on the way in. Right when we turned that flag, I could feel my forearms starting to blow up and my legs just starting to cramp. But we made it through it. It was good.
Yeah, I would say it was a little bit harder to get some leverage and connection on the way out. But we got into a good rhythm later on, and that's kind of where our turning point was of the race.
It clearly worked out for you guys. Congratulations again, and good luck in singles, Jack.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
We're back with our swimmers. And it looks like we have a group of 5 right here. Now, are they the dual EHT swim caps again?
It may be. So I know that.
And that's not Egg Harbor Township Beach Patrol. That's EHT Seahawks, correct?
Seahawks, yes, correct.
So they're through the singles flag. And you can see right there one of the judge boats actually bailing right now.
Yeah. Got to check that plug.
Got to check that plug. That's right.
So it does. It looks like it could be Charles Schreiner in his red Seahawks cap and Zach Vassar in his pink one, battling it out with, if that navy blue cap in third is Dolan Grishbaum. And Dylan DeWitt is wearing yellow. So that might be him in fourth right there.
And every point matters. It really does.
Yes, and it's interesting swimming in the ocean. Whereas in a pool, you know, you have lanes and you have to stay in your specific spot. In ocean swimming, there's no particular rules, really. I mean, you can swim over top of each other. You can swim away from each other. Everybody's swimming to the same point, so it can get a little more physical. Mike Tripashin, one of our swimmers back in the day, he actually did not swim with goggles because he would rip people's goggles off. So there was no way to retaliate.
I remember Mike very well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as we come up on the swim turn.
Yes.
7 minutes into our swim.
And it does look like, you know, don't run into each other, boys. So if I was going to take a guess based on these cap colors, it looks like Margate and Atlantic City are up front, followed by Avalon and Ocean City in fourth, and then maybe Joe Haney in fifth. I saw a white cap.
It might be James. It might be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Joe's his dad.
Oh, James. Sorry, James.
Yeah, I don't know why. It is listed in our...
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading what's in front of me.
In our program, it says Joe. Joe would be thrilled. He would be the first, I think, 62-year-old swimmer to participate.
Yes. And this is going to be a battle. So the same way we were even saying when it comes to really battling it out, rowing right next to somebody in a rowing race, if you're swimming right next to someone, you can feel their kick, you can feel every movement of their swimming, and it's a pretty good motivator. And especially if this is Zach and Charles, then, you know, they're teammates.
Right. So they see one another every morning at the pool, and then they go to their different beach patrols, and they're on the same swim team during the year.
Yeah, which is always a great time.
And actually, Zach went to mainland.
True.
Just graduated. He's going to Columbia in the fall.
Yes.
And I hate to say this, but a lot of these guys, the college students, will be leaving shortly.
Yes.
It comes upon us quickly, guys. I mean, it's the 4th of July. Next thing you know, you're packing up to go back to school.
I know, and I do the schedule for our guys in Ventnor, and it gets
lean.
It gets a little creative. You have to be a little creative when we're doing the schedule once everyone starts to go to school. And here you can see, looks like, I want to say that might be Zach Vassar out front, followed by Charles, swimming right in his wake.
Right in his wake.
Right in his kick. And any good swimmer knows that it's really the kick, the powerful kick is really what's going to propel you forward.
And they are through the swim flags.
Yes. And it looks like could be Avalon, Dolan Grishbaum right off to their
And they've separated themselves from the rest of the pack.
Yes. And we're coming up on about 9.5 minutes in this swim race as they come back through the singles flags. And it really, even here, as we had said, with the end of the row, waves can play a role in the swim as well.
Really can. For one reason or another, a swimmer catches one, and even the swimmer in front of them sometimes, I don't know, maybe they're not prepared for it, but these guys are pretty much prepared for everything.
Yes, so getting some of those waves, and then even the surf dash. So different finish when it comes to the swim than the doubles. Whereas the doubles, they are finishing at an invisible line in the water. The swimmers, you'll see that they'll be running back up onto the sand, and they will touch a rope, which is also where they started.
Now, it says Margate, Ventnor, Avalon, Wawa, North Wawa, but I think it's Margate and then
Atlantic City.
I could be wrong.
Yes, and then perhaps Wildwood and North Wildwood behind. It could also be, I know Ocean City was also wearing it, yellow cap.
Yeah, and that would be Dylan DeWitt. So you would have the 3 guys training together, and Dolan Grishbaum, who's in college, I think Boston University.
Yes, I want to say yeah, I guess he would still be in school.
Right. I think he is. I was talking to Eric Wolf the other day. And Dolan is, did he go to Ocean City High School?
He did. Yep.
He did.
I believe he was the 2021 press swimmer
of the year,
of the year.
So the leader is opening up a nice lead right now.
Yep, and you'll see them coming into the screen, and this is really where, you know, again, just like when any of these races, that last little bit is where you really want to dig deep and give it everything that you have.
And this is it. I mean, this is the end of their summer swim season. The South Jersey Chiefs swims. Now next week, again, a lot of these guys will be doing either the straight swim or the swim pickup, which is it's a fun event to watch.
It is.
Actually did that a couple times. Did the swim pickup.
Oh, nice.
I was in the boat.
In the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Goudies are always a good time.
Remember the last time the South Jersey were in Avalon, our swimmer popped up, Brandon McKenzie popped up with the Avalon swimmer, and they had to run. It seemed like a good 100 yards because with the current, they had to run south 100 yards to the finish line. And Brandon was a South Jersey champion, just like his brother Shane.
Oh, nice.
And just like the Tepper brothers in Longport.
And here we can see them coming in. And I do think that is Zach Vassar out front from Margate. Followed.
And we'll be able to tell by the crowd reaction.
Yes. And we'll be able to, once they stand up.
And he'll catch this wave, and he'll ride this into a South Jersey victory.
Wow.
Is that a Seahawk swim cap?
It looks like one. Actually, I don't know if that doesn't look like Zach.
It could be Charles.
That could be Charles Schreiner. One was
that's Charles Schreiner. Congratulations, Charles.
Wow.
Atlantic City Beach Patrol.
South Jersey champion.
South Jersey champion. And a nice young man. Had a chance to talk with him the other day. Takes AP classes at school.
Oh.
And it's very easy to see that when you have a conversation with him.
Yes.
Very intelligent
So
young
this
man.
looks like it'll be a race to the finish. There's Zach Vassar from Margate, followed by, looks like, Dolan Grishbaum from Avalon. We can see if we see any other swimmers coming in. That was a nice finish by all those boys. That's a long race. We're coming up on almost 14 minutes. That's a long swim.
I think Charles is a rookie.
He is, yes. Yes, so we should see, you'll see some of the other swimmers coming in.
Yellow cap.
Yep, I want to say that is most likely Dylan DeWitt from Ocean City, just based on his contention the last few weeks. And again, a tremendous job to all of these swimmers today. It is not easy doing an open ocean swim. Trying to see on his arm, I think that is Dylan from Ocean City.
And 5th place is very important because every point counts.
Yes.
It may just seem like it's 1 point, but it's huge. And we have a swimmer on a wave. We have another, I don't know if we just had another swimmer running up, but here we have white cap.
Is that, could that be James Haney? I can't quite see. It could be. If that did, that would be a very crucial point.
That
for
would be if it is James in 5th.
And then you'll see our last few swimmers coming in. Again, you see a little body surfing, riding of the waves. Nice job. Nice job to all these swimmers tonight. So we're going to take another quick commercial break. Again, a special thanks to many of our sponsors today, Stampone O'Brien Dilsheimer Law, and our United States Air Force Special Warfare, the Air Force's Ground Special Operations, and the Department of Defense's premier rescue and close air support specialists. So we'll be back right after that.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa. Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
What's justice to a team with well over a century of combined legal experience, with over 15,000 personal injury cases won and a 99% success rate? It's a decision to speak up for the vulnerable and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for less than you deserve and always demand the utmost respect. Because justice isn't a destination, it's something you work for, you fight for, with every case and every client. At Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we weren't always the big kid on the block. We know what it's like to be overworked and underappreciated in a community of proud, hardworking people who pour their heart and soul into everything they do. We know that either you run the day or the day runs you. So to all our friends, family, neighbors, and clients who have suffered injury at the hands of another, it's time to seek out the justice you deserve. It's time to seek out Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law.
All right, we are back, and after two events, we have, with 6 points, due to their finishes in the doubles and the swim, we have Atlantic City, Avalon, Margate, and Brigantine, all with a total of 6 points.
Wow.
And Longport has 4 points, I believe. So
yep.
It's coming down to this, guys. It is coming down to the singles race, and we have Mike McGrath
so often does.
from Longport, who, if he wins this, and with some help, Longport can win.
Yes.
If Jack Savelle wins, Brigantine can win. If Avalon singles guy wins, they can win. Same thing with Margate, who has the defending South Jersey singles champ in the race, and Atlantic City, who has Sean Blair rowing singles. So it's going to be interesting, guys. This is why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have some unofficial results from the doubles. The doubles, unofficially, Brigantine was first, followed by Longport, Avalon, Margate, and Atlantic City. And in the swim, Atlantic City was the winner, followed by Margate, Avalon, Ocean City, and Brigantine.
Yes, so it
should be exciting. So the singles race, which is always probably one of the more exciting races to watch, both on land as well as because it really is the determining factor so often in these races.
Right.
That are so many talented athletes out there. And here you can see the finish line.
Getting set up.
Mm-hmm. And like as we said before, oftentimes a lot of these rowers will end up doubling up. So you'll hear some names that you probably heard when we announced the doubles. Sean Blair from Atlantic City is rowed doubles, and he's also going to be doing singles. Jack Savelle from Brigantine will be doubling up. Mike Fitzpatrick from Cape May. Mike McGrath, as we have said, from Longport, who has won this race twice before. It also looks like, let's see if any more doubling up. Jake Klecko from Wildwood Crest and Brandon Joyce from Wildwood also doubling up tonight. And looking at some of these boys in the singles race that have won this race in the past, Mike McGrath has won this twice.
Right.
Chris Spires from the host team Margate has won this twice.
And they're tied for first right now.
Yes. And Danny Rogers from Sea Isle won it as well in 2021. So there you can see that shot. So you'll notice that with the singles, okay, we are going to go to Natalie quickly with our winner from a swim.
Oh, all right, I am here with the first place swimmer, Charles Schreiner from Atlantic City. How was your race?
It was a great race. It was definitely tough, really cold. Really great race. I mean, Zach, Dolan, Dylan, our top four, along with me. It was really tight going out to the flag. Really rough race in terms of just going back and forth between who is leading. But it was just so much fun to be able to race against them out here. Like we raced together in club in high school, so it's just really fun to share this with them and just go out and have fun.
Yeah, awesome, like a little reunion.
Oh yeah.
Did you have like any specific strategy going into this race?
So going out to the swim flag, I knew I wanted to really stay in the front pack, stay up with it, so that way I wasn't falling behind. Once I turned, I really wanted to press the pace really and push it. Hoping to really drop the back of the pack and just start spacing myself. And as I got to the singles flag, just motoring, giving it everything I have, just knowing that I was going to win or I was going to die trying really, and just gave it everything I have. So really seemed to have worked out in my favor, but just so much fun.
Yeah, well, congratulations. It was a lot of fun. Before, he was just getting carried over here by some of his Beach Patrol people. So, well, see you, next year when we're competing again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we are waiting now for the final event of the night, the singles row, down here on Washington Avenue in Margate City. You can see the boys are starting to get set up for that race. And again, for those of you that are new to lifeguard racing, the doubles race has 2 competitors in the boat, whereas the singles is just 1 person rowing a much shorter distance out to a flag and then back into the beach.
And after 2 events, we have Brigantine, Avalon, Margate, and Atlantic City tied with 6 points. And Longport has 4 points. So it's coming down to this. And like we said, we have a couple South Jersey singles champions in this event. We have Sean Blair, who won in 2022, and we have Mike McGrath, I think a 2-time singles champion, looking back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So, and a lot of these gentlemen rowing in this race are, like we've said, anything can happen.
And Chris Spears, too.
Yes,
so we
Chris
have
Spires,
three
yes.
Spires, I'm sorry, 3 former, actually 1 reigning. Chris Spires won last year.
He did. Yeah, he helped put Margate over the top last year.
Yeah, he did. That's why we're here.
Yes.
In the shadow of Lucy the Elephant.
That's very true. Yes, this event, the South Jersey Championships, is the only event that moves cities based on the winners. So whoever wins tonight, it will travel to that city next year or stay put, depending on
what our singles guys do.
Yes, absolutely. You can see down the bottom of the screen, our Viking Rowing Club is one of our sponsors tonight. That is a near and dear place close to my heart. It's in Ventnor Heights. It's a great rowing program, gets children out rowing. And a lot of them, crew is a big sport down here in South Jersey. And many of these competitors tonight are also big crewbies rowers as well. And
let's not forget, it could help with your tuition costs for college, which are, obviously not that cheap.
No, I was a Drexel rower myself. I rowed in college, and that scholarship money certainly comes in handy.
I've driven past Drexel a couple times.
Yeah. And you'll see the boys getting in place. So for the doubles and the singles rows, you do have to start in your specific lane order. There's Matt Spires right there from Ventnor City. He has been in this race quite a bit. Older brother of Chris Spires, the singles rower from Margate City as well. And Matt, one of the better wave riders I have seen in my time on the Beach Patrol. So
again, these races, there is just enough swell to make a difference tonight.
Yes, as we saw in the doubles.
Yes,
absolutely. Every little bit can help, and every little bit certainly counts. You can see right next to him, Dennis Bakey from Stone Harbor. He is actually also doubling up tonight. And there is our finish line. Some of the younger guards watching some of the race there.
And these events go quickly. Most of the time in South Jerseys, the event doesn't even last an hour.
Yes. And it looks like we're pretty much on pace for that.
On pace, yes.
Yes, because the singles row is short. It's usually between 4 to 6 minutes long. It's a race out to the first line of flags that we saw earlier tonight in both the doubles and the swim. You can see Wildwood's boat right there, the yellow, Brandon Joyce, who also rode in the doubles earlier tonight. And there's something to be said. I've done both. I've doubled up. I've rode both doubles and singles.
Okay.
I've just rode doubles. I've just rode singles. And it's actually like a little bit of a nice warm-up. It's not as difficult as you would think. I mean, I don't know if I really want to do it anymore. It was fun in my 20s, but and you can see the guys getting ready to start. So again, they will start at the back or the stern of the boat. And once the horn sounds, they will give the boat a good push. They're allowed a bow holder holding the boat steady for them at the start. And then they will get in and go.
Yeah, we are seconds away from this start, guys.
Yes, and this is a little trickier start than the doubles. In the doubles, you're only hopping over the gunnel to your seat right away. Here you'll notice that these guys will have to push the boat, jump on the stern sheet.
And the flag is up, and there they go. There's CL singles guy.
Atlantic City getting right in the boat. Here we go.
And they're taking their first strokes.
Yep.
To decide the 2023 South Jersey Lifeguard champions.
Yes, both in the singles and overall. This is going to be an important race. There's Sean Blair right there. Getting some movement now.
And these guys, they do get, again, these vessels are not built for speed, but they do jack up that rate, and they get these boats moving.
You can see Brigantine, Jack Savelle at the bottom of your screen with Sean Blair right next to him. And there is Matt Spires from Ventnor with Wildwood right behind him.
And every point counts in this event.
Yes, absolutely.
Every point counts. And we can see two of the leaders right there, Brigantine and Atlantic City, right, almost exactly tied with one another. And up on top in lane 1, we have
Ocean
City, who got out pretty well.
Yeah, so there's Sean Blair right there battling it out again with Jack Savelle. These boys just raced each other about 25 minutes ago.
And Jack's father was Sean's college crew coach.
Yes.
So there's some history there.
Yes, absolutely. You can see some of the boats. Looks like Ocean City at the very top of your screen in the hunt. And lane 5 Sea Isle as well. Sea Isle tonight is Danny Rogers, who has won this race before, just a couple years ago. And right next
2021, Danny Rogers from Sea Isle.
And next to him in the green boat at the top of your screen is Chris Spires, who has won this race, who is the defending champion right now. So, and the turn is important in singles.
Yes, it is.
You can
pick up a half a boat to a boat.
Absolutely.
And we can see how close Brigantine and Atlantic City are. That means someone might be slightly off course. We don't know if it's Jack or if it's Sean right now.
Yeah, they should be. This spacing up here is a good distance between the boats. So we will see as they come and approach their turn. And again, they will be turning towards the bottom of the screen. It'll be a southern turn tonight, as it was in the doubles.
And here we come up. You'll see the flag. And it looks like Sean Blair with a really good course. They're going to turn. They're turning tide, guys.
Yep, absolutely.
As they whip it around and head back to shore.
Yeah, and I like Jack. Jack has that tight turn.
And the northern lanes got a great turn.
Wow.
So, again, Longport is still in contention. Atlantic City, Brigantine, and Avalon is still in contention.
Yes, up at the top of that screen, it's lane 1 is Ocean City, 2 Avalon, 3 Longport, 4 Margate, and 5 Sea Isle. And the boys we have rowing for them tonight, Ocean City is Taylor Smith. In Avalon, we have Ryan Finnegan. For Longport, we have two-time defending champion Mike McGrath, 2-time defending champion Chris Spires for Margate, and Sea Isle Danny Rogers, who's won this race as well.
And here we go. We're going to see the wave action come in, guys, because remember, the singles turn was so much earlier than the doubles and the swim turn.
Yes.
And Margate's doing a great job, too. the people that we said are in contention as we come toward the breakers.
Absolutely. And here you can see Jack Savelle is a little bit of an edge on Sean Blair. And there is, it looks like, Chris Spires, Mike McGrath, and Taylor Smith leading this pack over here over top of Avalon and Sea Isle.
The always tough Mike McGrath.
Yes, absolutely.
You can hear people screaming, and there it is. It's not separated by much, and it looks like the northern lanes might be getting some wave help as they're coming in.
Yeah, this is going to be
we might be coming back to Margate next year.
I know.
You never know.
It's true. The winner of this race will most likely determine, with these guys in this contention, who the winner of the championship is going to be.
And there it goes. This is a game changer.
Spires on a little bit of a swell. You'll see him swing back, trying to stay on it as best he can. Oh, wow.
Yep.
And if Chris Spires can stay straight through this, oh, he's veering a little bit. So as we said, you know, going straight on these waves can help, they can hurt. And there's Jack Savelle on a wave, Sea Isle, Longport on a wave, veering. And it is going to be close.
It looks like Brigantine, but I can't make that call.
Yeah, it looked
but that's what it looked
close.
like.
Brigantine, Longport, and Margate. We're all.
And I will say this: we're in Margate, and that was close for Margate also. And Greg Smallwood is a man of integrity. They will make the right call. This is unofficial, guys. This is unofficial. But if it is Brigantine, it would be Brigantine's first victory since 1992. First outright victory since 1979. And we'll see. Again.
Yes, that was a very, very close finish.
And Megan will tell you, these races aren't over until the judges go into headquarters.
Absolutely. Yes, I've been in those meetings. It's not fun. But you certainly want the right call to happen. But right there, it looked like either Brigantine, Longport, or Margate, and whoever they call as the winner is going to be our South Jersey champion. As the rest of the boats, it looks like everyone is finished up, and as we've said, this is just a 3-event race tonight.
And the tiebreaker, if you need to know, is the doubles race.
Yes.
But the fact that Margate and Brigantine had the same amount of points after 2 events, whoever finished first there.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, we only saw what you saw, so we are waiting.
Yes, I'm looking at Atlantic Avenue. So, okay, so we're going to try and figure out those scores, and we will be back right after this commercial break.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa. Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
What's justice to a team with well over a century of combined legal experience, with over 15,000 personal injury cases won and a 99% success rate? It's a decision to speak up for the vulnerable and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for less than you deserve and always demand the utmost respect. Because justice isn't a destination, it's something you work for, you fight for, with every case and every client. At Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we weren't always the big kid on the block. We know what it's like to be overworked and underappreciated in a community of proud, hardworking people who pour their heart and soul into everything they do. We know that either you run the day or the day runs you. So to all our friends, family, neighbors, and clients who have suffered injury at the hands of another, it's time to seek out the justice you deserve. It's time to seek out Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
join the fight.
And we are back in Margate. We are still awaiting some official results from that very, very tight.
Very tight. And I'll be honest with you, Meg.
Race.
I haven't felt this way since Super Bowl 52.
Oh, I'm with you there.
When that ball fell out of Gronk's hands and landed on the turf in the end zone when the Eagles won. That's the last time I've felt this kind of.
Yes, I'm excited for you. We'll have to see. So it looks like it's either going to be a Brigantine, Longport, or Margate victory tonight. It was a very, very
tight race.
Close call.
Right.
Yes.
Very close doubles race, very close singles race. The swim was those guys, excellent competitors.
Absolutely.
Just great performances all around tonight and all year, I would say.
Absolutely.
It's been a memorable 4 races. Glad I got to do 3 with you, Meg.
Yes, me too.
Hopefully next year I'll only do 3 with you again.
Yeah.
Keep rowing.
I don't know. If we're going to Brigantine, I might not get you then either.
If we go to Brigantine, I'm playing the music. I'm telling you right now.
That's great.
And it's something because, you know, however it turns out, it's just great to get that excitement. I know my boys Stellan and Remington are watching at home, so hi. Daddy loves you.
Hi, boys.
I'll be home very soon. Unless Brigantine wins, I'll be home on Sunday.
Yep.
I
Absolutely.
reactivated my Uber account. And special, while we're here, while we have time, shout out to my wife Nugget. Thank you for everything you do for us and allowing me to get out on a Friday night.
Yes, quite a few Friday nights.
Quite a few Friday nights, which used to be the norm. You know, back in the day when I was DJing all the time.
Absolutely. So while we're waiting, you can see a pretty drone shot again. That sun setting over one of the high rises in Margate City, as we await, with everyone else probably on the beach, of who is going to be the next South Jersey champion.
Yeah, not that many people have left.
No, I think a lot of people are as unsure as we are. I mean, it's such a wide course, and to have the top boats with some distance between them, it really will come down to the judge's call. And as we're waiting for some of them, we do have some of our sponsors tonight. We want to thank Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, Wawa, which everybody loves, Laura Bishop Communications, Swift Law Firm. So we've mentioned the Swift family before. The Viking Rowing Club Foundation, and of course the United States Air Force Special Warfare, which is a wonderful, wonderful branch of our military.
God bless our troops. I'm getting so many text messages. What's the final? What's the finish?
Yes.
We don't know. We really don't know. It would be nice to watch a replay.
Yeah.
But
there's my girl Stacy Price right there, my rowing partner, waving.
On cue.
Yep. And Katie Fisher right next to her, her former rowing partner. She has since retired from the beach. But it is, as we said, it's a big family event here.
It really is. Just seeing so many people that you know that you run into, like Megan said a couple weeks ago, 2-3 times a year. The Gaudies is a lot more relaxed, but it's not. It's also, they're bragging rights.
Yes.
Like, you guys may win those races, but we won the rescue races.
Yes, it's true. It's true. So, and that's, as we've said before, that's ultimately what we are here for, is lifeguarding.
Our woman in the field, Natalie, is trying to track down some race officials for some official results. But as we said earlier, it was so tight, and sometimes they do go to the video.
Yeah.
We're not the only video service here.
Yes.
I know the judges have it.
Yes, and it is, and it makes it a little bit more difficult because it is a water finish. So it's not like the regular,
like the swimmers when they come up and they pass.
You can kind of tell.
They grab the finish line and get their popsicle stick.
Yep, you can tell that much easier than these types of races.
First thing I did when I got to Margate today is I walked down to the ocean, put my feet in up to about my knees, and said, okay. Because the water's getting a little cold, and you kind of worry about the swimmer. You're just not worried, but is it going to affect their performance? But it's really nice temperature.
Yes, different than last summer. Last summer was very, very chilly this time of year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Even for the around the island swim, those guys out there. As people are starting to head off from another beautiful day here.
Yes.
In Margate at the world famous Jersey Shore.
I see one of our young guards, Mike Riccardi, right there. He's he'll be a senior at Holy Spirit this year.
Chuck, any official results on the singles? Thanks, buddy. Seeing Chuck Gowdy, a legendary South Jersey rower and very good friend of mine, just asking. So they don't have any results on the singles. They are probably watching a video.
I think you'd have to. That was a tremendous performance by all of the boys in that race.
And we see Coach Savell down there talking to people. Talking to Jack. It doesn't look like Jack knows.
Yeah, we're trying to read some body language here. And there's Megan Fox right there. She was the winner of the swim.
Right, for Longport.
Helping Longport win that team title for the women's races on Wednesday.
And we really want to recognize Wayne Coleman from Ventnor.
Yes.
I was talking to Dr. Wagner. You guys might know him as Lieutenant Wagner from Ventnor. And he said, Fran, don't forget to mention that. Okay.
We're going to go down to Natalie now and see if we can get some results for everyone.
And I am here with Jack Savell yet again for winning the singles for Brigantine. How did it feel?
It feels awesome. I wasn't expecting this kind of result. I'm just so happy to bring it back to Brigantine after so long, and it's just like an unreal feeling. And I just got to thank a lot of people out there. Got to thank my coach, Rob Canavan, of course, our chief Kip for letting it all happen, and then of course my dad and brother for being there. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, yeah, you said it'll mean a lot to bring back to Brigantine. Do you know when was the last time it was there? Do you know?
It's been a while, but I think we're going to have to make a few more flags. Yeah. It looks like we don't have enough flags, but I'm sure they'll make it. So.
Hey, well, you have a whole year to prepare and get ready for it. So we're excited to be there next year. Yep. Congrats again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you,
congratulations.
Natalie. Thank you. I'm not going to lie. The green head still bites.
Yeah.
Born to guard. It's Jack wasn't born. 1980 was the last time that Brigantine hosted the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships under the leadership of our late great captain, Jim King. And I just remember being a pole holder. Like you see these young people here. Before all these lines around the eyes and everything else, I was a 16-year-old. 160-pound kid holding on to.
I love it.
The finish pole.
It's nice that it's come full circle then. Okay, so we are going to wrap up for tonight. Again, we'd like to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors, Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, United States Air Force Special Warfare, as well as Wawa, Laura Bishop Communications, the Viking Rowing Club Foundation, and Swift Law Firm. Thank you again for tuning in. Swim in front of your lifeguards, and we'll see you next week at the Gowdies in Ventnor.
At the Gowdies in Ventnor.
Congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Meg. Thank you, guys.
Very exciting.
Swim there or lifeguard.
Yes, always. Have a great rest of the summer.
What's justice to a team with well over a century of combined legal experience, with over 15,000 personal injury cases won and a 99% success rate? It's a decision to speak up for the vulnerable and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for less than you deserve and always demand the utmost respect, because justice isn't a destination, it's something you work for, you fight for, with every case and every client. At Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we weren't always the big kid on the block. We know what it's like to be overworked and underappreciated in a community of proud, hardworking people who pour their heart and soul into everything they do. We know that either you run the day or the day runs you. So to all our friends, family, neighbors, and clients who have suffered injury at the hands of another, it's time to seek out the justice you deserve. It's time to seek out Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa. Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?